Yo, what up, everybody? You're rocking with your favorite DJ, DJ hopper1000 today, and I got a great episode lined up. Yeah, on some late night shit. That's right. Yeah, got moms joining me soon. What up to moms and Stone Chase? Yeah. I got some very important news today. Very important news. No, I always say that, but I really got news this time. Yeah. This is hopper1000 radio.
Oh, look what they've gone and done.
Very important news today, so keep it locked in till the end. That's when I got my big message. Till then, let's get ready for DJ Moms in the building today. And a great conversation with that one. Yeah, feeling good.
Slop on my knob, like corn on the cob. Push 'em out, tear it up, push 'em out, man. Who running? Who running? Play on why you hate, play on why you hate. Dipping on some scissors, dipping on some scissors. When I say weak ass, you say bitch. Let me feel your tongue ring. It's my baby mama, I want y'all support. She's a two-way freak, a two-way freak. I say, yeah, get the fuck out of my face. I'm riding spinners, they don't play us just like gangsters. These bitches just like gangsters. Memphis 10 triggers, and what where you from? Looking for them chains, big ol' ass running back. Yeah, one hit a quitter, and one hit a quitter. Who you fucking with, bitch? Who you fucking with, bitch?
You're now rocking with your favorite DJ, DJ
hopper1000.
hopper1000.
Time to load the clock. Time to load it, time to load the clock, ho. Man, it's time to load the clock. Time to load it, time to load the clock. Riding like a lunatic, crazy for that gravy, ho. Riding skinny, getting 6, busting back like I'm a pro. Marietta in this bitch, throw them haters in the pit. Chrome face with the team, bumping cool as posse shit. Gangsta walk in your blood, gangsta talk, mean mud. Haters nothing but a friend, like them in that junkie jack. Riding clean, with the finest things, plant them diamond chains. On the way to the telling, man, with them girly things. You know me, Hollywood J, keep it clean, keep the mugs on, never represent a haters thing. By the way, keep that thing tight all through the night. Riding clean, is a must, so hush that bus, we on the bus, ho. Man, it's time to load the Glock. Time to load it, time to load the Glock, ho. Man, it's time to load the Glock. Time to load it, time to load the Glock, ho. Time to load the Glock. Time to load it, time to load the Glock, ho. Man, it's time to load the Glock. Time to load it, time to load the Glock, ho. When I shoot you, kill, blood spill from your fingertips. Hollow suit that can cold red, now a nigga dead. Messing with Hollywood, boy, don't even trip. Next day on the 10 o'clock, cause of this clip. Red one, man, you should've sold my yay. Red one, gotta run to the bike. SBC, one of the funky town, boy, you didn't know. Got my niggas in my fucking hood selling packs of snow. If you test me, you better run up 2 HD. Where them niggas wild, black and mild, it's that motherfucking killer style, ho. You know what I'm saying? All the old weak ass niggas out there. I got one thing for you, nigga. I'ma say one thing for your old bitch ass nigga. I'ma load a Glock, nigga. I'ma load a Glock for you motherfucking whole ass boy. I still got one in the chamber, nigga. Okay. Now it's time to load the Glock. Time to load the Glock, ho. Man, it's time to load the Glock. Time to load the Glock, ho. Man, it's time to load the Glock.
Hey, I think it's time to do something.
Time to load the Glock, bitch. Man, it's time to load the Glock. Time to load the Glock.
Young, but a nigga old school. Dance for a nigga doing all moves.
Shout out to 5007 for this. What? Okay. Damn. Scum tapes. In the building today. Scum tapes. This is 5027. Scum tapes. This too. We got moms joining me later. Hope everyone's been living good. I got some big news, and I'm dropping that new Evil Boy hopper1000 track. It's a big one too. Yeah. Thanks for listening. We got those tracks coming. Yeah.
searching for the love you gave me, looking deep inside for the treasures that I found, the golden mines of time, all the secrets of our hearts. It's always what you find that makes it hard for you to part. Whether it's love, you'll always find somebody. Whether it's you, somebody will find the heart. Whether it's love, you'll never have to worry. Whether it's you, there'll always be room in my heart.
The dick, that's in your mouth, long and hard. Insert it in a mouth. The dick, that's in your mouth, long and hard. Insert it in a mouth. The dick, that's in your mouth, long and hard. Insert it in a mouth, The dick, that's in your mouth, long and hard. Oh my God. Insert it in a mouth, The dick, that's in your mouth, long and hard. Oh my God. Insert it in a mouth, The dick, that's in your mouth, long and hard. Oh my God. Insert it in a mouth, The dick, that's in your mouth, long and hard. Oh my God. Insert it in a mouth,
Scarecrow loves you bitches with those big lips. Wrap your mouth around it, hope please don't trip. You told me, bitch, that you could make your tongue dance. Well, bitch, let that motherfucker dance down my pants. Oh, ho, I know you wanna chew me. Let's make us a porno movie. I told you on the last song, bitch, what's up? You don't remember, it was lick my nuts, lick my nuts. It feels so good when you lick all around it. You wanna know what makes me happy, bitch, you found it. You think that Lord Infamous is gonna dish you. You're a dick sucking bitch, I won't kiss you. And if you're talking about some motherfucking downtown, I will beat your ass all the way to downtown. So open your mouth, darling, go ahead and do the job. I want my dick in your mouth, long and hard.
The dick, that's in your mouth, long and hard. Oh my God. Insert it in a mouth, The dick, that's in your mouth, long and hard. Oh my God. Insert it in a mouth, The dick, that's in your mouth, long and hard. Oh my God. Insert it in a mouth.
You're now rocking with your favorite DJ.
Donnell Road, nigga, Flocka, that nigga Lex Luger. I said my necklace, iced out, my left wrist, iced out. Waka Flocka, Plante out my lane because I'm thugged out. Niggas get trolled out, you know when my clip out.
AFFILIATION drop those classic songs. Yeah.
Make a nigga pull a tool out. Rolling this year, I ain't gon' stop until I foul out. Wild out, wild out. Gutter, wild out, wild out, wild out. Waka Flocka, wild out. Young money, brick squad. 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 Brick squad, brick squad, brick squad, brick squad. Young money, 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 brick squad. Brick squad, brick squad, brick squad, brick squad. Waka, 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 yeah. Get jumped in the club, gutter, waka, waka, gutter, waka, waka, gutter, waka, waka, gutter, waka. For the cash out, rap a nigga ass up. Run up in this house, Jim County style, masked up. We the new Wu-Tang, the new No Limit, the new NWA. What's up? Can't forget easy ice cubes on my neck. Fuzzy screaming, walko, walko, bitch, I got that check. I don't mean no flex, but I got a ball. Money on me, yes, it's that tall. But I'm gutter. What's up, gutter? I got rotten apple blood in my veins. I reverse a slave route, came from up north to down south. No more lean mugs at my
ass green love. Zoom up to the pizza. Young money, brick squad. 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 Brick squad, brick squad, brick squad, brick squad. Young money, 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 brick squad. Brick squad, brick squad, brick squad.
I done did a lot of shit just to live this here lifestyle. Came straight from the bottom to the top of my lifestyle.
Hopper 1000 radio.
I'm on the top of the mountain, puffing on clouds, and niggas still beginning. $1,500,000 on a Visa card. 100 bags, still lost some fucking ties. Niggas serving white like I'm feeding sharks. I won't do nothing with the bitch, she can't even get me high. Something wrong with the pussy. Even though I ain't gon' hit it, I'ma still make sure that she does shit. Cause me and my Riley don't get caught up like that, no way. We ain't got time to go see doctors. Jay, hey, send money. Put my paper up on the bitches yawning. Hey, this a show, bitch, I'm performing. I do this shit for my daughters and all my sons, bitch. I run the random bands up, take her they funds, bitch. I got a mom's bitch, she got a mom's bitch. I got sisters and brothers to feed. I ain't going out like no idiot, I'm a OG. Did a lot of shit just to live this here lifestyle.
Came straight from the bottom to the top, my lifestyle. And beginning.
I'm on the top of the mountain, puffing on clouds, and niggas still beginning. Still screaming for the other side. For the nigga. I'ma ride for my nigga, hey. Convoy. And I'ma die for my nigga, hey. Convoy. I ain't gonna never let you know my niggas, hey. No way, no way. Nigga couldn't see me if they had a genie. I'm living my life like Beanie. R.I.P. my brother Beanie. I stacked the rat to the ceiling. Now these niggas can't beat me. I just might wake up one Chanel and these bitches can't see me. I'm in a whole nother league. I ain't got AIDS, but I swear to God I'ma bleed. Till I D.I.E. 28 flows up, I feel like I can F-L-Y-E-E. P on top of these bitches. God told me they can never stop me, so they ain't gon' stop me. I'm in that carpet with baby, mommy get sloppy toppy. I'm bleeding red like a devil, I see these bitches plotting. They wanna know how I got M's and I didn't finish college.
Dedicate this one to my girl. Let's go.
I look back on all those good times we once shared, and I must have been blind just to think I'd find someone new, one who loved me better than me. Well, in miracles as they so bright, loneliness has opened my eyes. I tried every love I could find. Still I can't get you out of my mind. 'Cause there's no one in the world to love me. No one in the world gonna move me. No one in the world can love me like you do, baby. Every time I'm with someone, loving you, yes, I wanna run. I wanna run back to your arms again. Ain't no one in the world. Are you happy now with your life? Well, for me, God's breaking inside for something strong, and I cannot leave. I'm alone, and you are with me, baby. No one in the world gonna hold me. No one in the world.
Dropping that new Hopper 1K and Everboy. This is our new chat right here. Let this one ride out for my girl. Up next, me and Everboy.
You're now rocking with your favorite DJ, DJ
Hopper 1000. This is my new track with Everboy. It's called Never Stop Loving You. Dropping next week on Dismiss Yourself. Look out for this shit. It's big. Hopper 1000. dropping this week. Dismiss Yourself. Have a boy. hopper1000. Let's go. Yeah.
Up on this demo, set the record straight.
As I commence with the depth, dope strategy of the lyrics I'm busting, suckers tend to get mad at me. Fill it to the limit at the top of my cup. Crush your luck, lose a buck as it get tossed up. I presume that your fools wanna get some. As the bass starts to boom, I begin to get real dumb. Dennis is the 8 from the CPT. Blow a punk in a minute tryna fuck with me. You try to stick up, so watch me kick up a little dust. Stupid punk ain't on all our bus. Compton's most WANTED. Top choice best, can't fake the rest. Ha! 8 is only good for steady thumping. Yeah, unknown and slip be like bumping. High, cause you're so fly. Good, kick back with the pack and I get high the bud. Cause I'm with that.
Yeah, hey, that was like funky. I think that'll do the trick. Chill, you next up to bat on this. You winning?
Yo, let's go. Another star. The PARTNER of the E. Like back and forth on my switching. And the lyrics ain't right, be like bitchin'. Rough cause the rhythm makes your goosebumps pump. I could drop you in a minute, so shut up, chump. I'm down for doing, won't be called no punk. Rack a pack, crack a jack, hit the endo blunt. Chill, we get ill, so get real. Still, let me kill and you can pay up the bill. The lyrics that I bust make you brag and boast. I CMW rocks the fresh West Coast. Hey, chill, two fresh Afro-Americans. DJ My T is down with me, a good Samaritan. 3 the hard way, it's the way that it goes. Just another dumb victim with a swole up nose. Because I'm with that.
Right. Now it's time to get into my big news. I think I should put some more fitted music first.
Don't be
How about this? Yeah. Alright, so the big news I wanted to get into is basically some stuff popped off in my life that has led me to see that I should be taking all the music and art stuff a lot more seriously. And some of the major changes that went on is that no longer working that 9 to 5. I'm just like pure on music now, DJing, you know, also selling my drawings and whatnot. So, you know, so I'm about to be taking this stuff way more seriously, and you're gonna be seeing me a lot more. You know, I got some major guests coming up in the next couple weeks on this station. You'll see those guys and girls, and I got lots of music dropping. I got that song you just heard with Eva Boy dropping this week on Dismiss Yourself. So that'll be a great release. But not only that, we got one more thing coming out this week, and that is the hopper1000 album. Yes, the one that's been about to drop since 2020. It's finally dropping next week on all platforms. It's called Hopper1000 Deluxe. So yeah, that's my big news I had to get into. Basically, you're gonna be seeing me a lot on this station. You're gonna be seeing my music a lot. Album's dropping this week. It's got all the songs: Splitter, Fuck, Highway, and Name, all those classic songs. And we got lots of stuff in the works. You know, I no longer work my 9 to 5. I'm 24/7. I'm in it. I'm in it to win it. Cause guess what? Because I got a good show, and I got a good soul, and I try to help people out. You know, This is the meaning of the show is just help people out, give them a good vibe, you know, show some cool music, inspire people's conversations, interview people in this little SoundCloud music scene. Just a lot of stuff, but just always keep it pure, classic vibes, happiness, you know, encouragement. And, you know, when you're cooking with those ingredients, you cannot fail. That's what I believe. So, yeah, you'll be seeing me a lot more. So, now, I'm going to let Moms get in with me. Me and Moms had a great conversation. You know, talked about lots of things. We went on true crime. We went on tips for drawing better. We went on, you know, just pure soul stuff, you know. Same as always on this station, but last thing is, thank you everyone who's listening right now. If you're hearing this, and you must have been sticking around, because I don't really advertise the show that much, but that's going to change soon, you know. Big things going on in the world of hopper1000, trust that. Yeah, so cop that album when it comes out. Cop that new Everboy song when it comes out, you know, and watch out, because I got some major players on the next episodes, including fucking Moms. Shout out to Moms, Scum Tapes, and also Palace Mom. Yeah, so that's it for me and my news update. Hope everyone is living well, finding themselves, living out their truest purpose, you know, that's what it's all about. So hopper1000, thank you. Peace.
You're now tuned in to Hopper1000 Radio.
I'd like to introduce to the show Moms, also known as Please Don't Tell My Moms, and also known as DJ CIA, mostly known as Moms. How are you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. Pleasure to be here. Anyway, thank you for having me on. So, yeah, it's fucking cool to be here. Big fan of the show. So, glad to be here, man.
We were just talking about magic for about 10 minutes before I started recording. So,
yes.
Now we're in a magical mood.
Yeah. It's that 5 a.m. shit for me, you know, like late night, dark out, talking about all kinds of stuff with your friends, getting
late
different
night
perspectives.
in Belgium.
Well, it's actually early morning, you know, it's almost 6 a.m. So it's like, but I'm a night owl person anyway. I like being up at night, you know, just kind of how I roll.
When you're the leader of Scum Tapes, that's how you roll.
Yeah, I mean, in the shadows and shit, you know, just kind of hiding in the shadows, you know, ready to jump out whenever we're needed. Whether that is superheroes or robbers, depends on how you view it. But
you have a new EP that came out called Skanged, right?
Yes, correct. Like a month ago, I think now, almost a month ago. I was just exploring more in the way of rhythm and dubstep and sort of that like early 2000s or like mid 2000s grime, sort of DMZ, Medi, also two-step, UK garage a little bit, house music of course, and a little bit of you know, hardcore jungle techno stuff if you bought it or listened to it on Spotify and listened to the bonus track. So yeah, it's kind of just as an exploration of like something a little bit more different than my usual output. That's
so you and I are very close to the same age, so I feel like we might have similar ideas about how we integrate different kinds of music into our work.
It's funny that you mentioned that, because I was talking to a friend of mine, Garbaggio, also label mate from Scum Tapes, Garbaggio Garbageson. We were just kind of talking about like how the Y2K era, so 2000 to 2010, was like the last sort of hurrah of really, really, really cool culture, in our opinion. Just like all the shit that we got to experience in that era of music, even movies or video games or whatever, it was just like so explosive, so excessive, but in a good way, that we got to kind of enjoy that and be able to take inspiration from that and playing Burnout on your PlayStation 2 or Tekken or Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 or 4 or Tony Hawk's Underground or whatever. And just getting caught up in that, really. You hear one song in a video game you think's pretty cool, and then you go down a whole like fucking rabbit hole of finding about this artist, you know?
Yeah.
It's like how I got into the Melvins, for example, was like, I think I heard a song in Thug 2. I think it was Sweet Willie Roll Bar, which was like, yeah, it was in Thug 2. And then now I'm like I'll call myself a Melvins fan, you know?
For all the kids listening, Thug 2 is Tony Hawk's Underground 2.
Yes. I like that one. I played that one for ages on my PlayStation 2, for sure. Put a lot of hours into it. Also great soundtrack, like a lot of hip hop. I mean, a lot of video games introduced me, surprisingly enough, to music, you know? Like,
same here.
You listen, like GTA San Andreas, right? Yeah, you listen to Radio X, and then you get into like Jane's Addiction, Stone Temple Pilots, or you listen to like what was the one with all the gangster rap on it? It was a Radio Los Santos, right? Or West Coast Classics, right?
Yeah, or West Coast Classics are old, and then Radio Santos is newer.
Ah, okay. Because I know, like, listening to like Compton's Most Wanted and
fuck you, dude. That's my favorite right now. I mean, I've been listening to them for like 10 years, but I don't know why. I've just been listening to full albums to them lately.
I feel that. I have my periods where I just fall in love with like one specific album, and I just listen to it on repeat for a long time. I have a couple of CDs and records that have been played to absolute dust level, like almost unusable, but still love them to bits, you know? Yeah, I have that with Black Moon, Enter the Stage. Like, that's an album I find myself very often like returning to and listening on repeat, or Source Direct, Exercise the Demons.
Source Direct is one of my top 3 drum and bass.
Oh yeah. What's crazy is, like, of course their jungle stuff is insane. Like, The Crane is one of the most iconic jungle drum and bass tracks, or at least up there was one of the most iconic in my opinion. But Exercise the Demons was such a departure from that classical jungle sound when it came out. Like, it still has those elements in there, but it goes way into a completely different direction than you're expecting. I think if most people like heard Source Direct singles and then get into Exercise the Demons, they'd be like either pleasantly or very unpleasantly surprised by it. But I love it. It's awesome.
I'm gonna listen to that tonight.
Yeah, it has a very like. There's definitely a thematic of like surveillance culture and sort of like this sort of very dystopian feeling to it in like how it sounds, you know. And I think that's what
you go for with your work.
Some of my work, I would say. Yeah, I definitely. There's a couple of songs definitely in my repertoire, especially in my hip hop tracks. I would say, like my boom bap stuff, that has a very dark atmosphere to it, or at least I try to give it a dark atmosphere. I guess it just comes down to also being interested in stuff like true crime and stuff like that, and I often incorporate those sort of themes. It's just like the mood I'm in, plus what I'm reading, or like what I'm into at the moment, or...
Should we talk true crime?
True crime? Yeah, sure. What's your current sort of like fixation? Like what has been sort of...
My current criminal fixation?
Yeah, like a criminal case or a series of crimes, or...
I will tell you this. True crime itself kind of scares me because I don't like to be in the mind of an insane fucking freak, personally.
Yeah.
So I don't like to focus too much on true crime sometimes, but there was a story that I've been following for it seems like 10 years now that's still unsolved. Basically, it takes place in Georgia, and there's this couple. They're the Derman family. They're an elderly couple. They lived in a gated community. Cameras everywhere. They're a regular, rich, retired family. They got cameras everywhere. There's a guy at the front gate. They live in the safest community ever. Well, one day, the wife goes missing. And then they find the husband in the garage with his fucking head cut off. And
Oh shit!
they're just wondering
That's fucking
why
gnarly.
the fuck did these? What is going on? So, anyway, so they find the husband, his head's cut off. They don't know where the wife is. A couple weeks later, the wife washes up in the fucking river. And
Jeez.
so now everyone's like, what's going on? We better check the cameras. Well, that one day, the cameras were not working. And nobody went through the gate. And this is the craziest part. They had never found the head of the guy.
Yo.
It was stolen.
That almost sounds like like a crazy urban legend story, but it actually happened, which is fucking nuts to me, you know?
So people are wondering, where the fuck is this dude's head, and why is this random dude just getting killed? And after a decade, there are no leads at all. The only lead they have is that they think the killer got there by boat.
Oh, because there's like a lake or something,
Yeah,
or like
they
a
lived
river
on
that
the
runs in the
water.
back. Yeah, but there would have been at least one glimpse caught of this guy. You know, there's probably like the cameras around the back that would have seen it. So,
Well,
I mean,
I'm
that's what I think is interesting about true crime is like, or like especially mystery cases like that, where it's just like, or missing 411 or whatever, where it's like, what the fuck happened? How did this happen? And never really finding an answer to it. These random events of what appears to be brutality or just weirdness that happens that never can be pinpointed to anything ever. There's a lot of those stories. It's insane.
And
that one
what-
sounds particularly crazy though.
What I've always wondered is how in this surveillance state that we live in, where there's cameras everywhere, there's phones that track everything you do, how the fuck did somebody go to a guy's house and cut his head off and take his head and nobody knows why or what happened?
Yeah, I think the big question is how did it happen first before you ask like the what and the why. I think, but even then, it's just like where do you go from there? It's like, oh, there's a guy in this garage with his head missing. Wife shows up weeks later, you know, on shore. Nobody knows what happens. And unless there's a pattern of these cases where it can be this like established that it could be like, you know, serial killer or whatever, it's just one of those like weird mysteries. Is it something supernatural? Because I'm often a skeptic about it, but I'm open to the idea of it, that there could be something out there. But even then, like the human element is sometimes very weird.
Yeah.
Like,
So if there's any detectives listening right now,
yeah,
in my interview with Moms, aka DJ CIA,
please give us a heads up, no pun intended.
and rest in peace to the deceased, and
Yeah,
just
of course.
blessings to the families. But if anyone can figure out what the fuck happened there, please fucking solve it, because that thing has been pissing me off for like 10 years.
I think that's what kind of gets people into true crime is especially the more mysterious stuff, right? Where it's almost like a weird puzzle that is mostly impossible to solve, right? Either there's too many pieces or there's pieces missing. And I think that's what draws people to true crime specifically. Like, what's the name of that one girl that went missing in like that hotel, or like was found
Elisa
like
Lam.
in that water tub? Elisa Lam, yeah. Like that whole mystery of that as well. When last thing that saw her live was a camera, and then she just vanished and nobody else ever saw her again, and then she was found dead in a water tower. And it's like, how did that happen without anybody catching on, especially in a fucking hotel with like a shit ton of people everywhere? It's that kind of stuff. It's like missing 411. It's just like these things that don't add up, or just too many missing like parts of the puzzle that you're just like intrigued by it. So then people come together and try to figure it out. But, you know, we don't have the same, you know, forensic science materials that other people have. And so we can only work on speculation. But I think that's what draws people towards that stuff, is the mystery of it, you know? Like I think a misconception about true crime is people only think it's like serial killer lore, which it is a part of true crime. I used to be way more into that, but I kind of like get away from that more as I grow older, because serial killer lore is, you know, you already know what happened, and you know that the guy who like, you know, killed so many people or is like a sick fuck anyway.
That's one thing, is like once you get into the fucking lore, you just find out they're incel. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, that's cool, yeah.
Just a fucking incel, just being a fucking weirdo, and then they ask, it's like, why did you do it? And then they're just like, I don't know, I'm just a fucking incel. And then you're like, dude, there's no closure. What the hell?
Of course, yeah. I mean, if you look at like Richard Ramirez, who was sort of the poster boy of Satanic Panic in the 80s, like that guy was just like a straight tweaker, you know what I mean? Like straight tweaker that really was convinced that the devil was talking to him and went on these gruesome killing sprees, right?
I think the devil was talking to him personally, but that's because I am a Christian.
Yeah. Which and that's probably, it could be a possibility. I mean, do you believe that's also like a whole different morality of like what's your stance, like heavy metal and sort of the satanic imagery and stuff like that? And that
should we get into that?
I think yeah, why not? Because if we're going down this path, it gets very morbid. Let's talk about imagery and iconography maybe a bit more.
Whoa.
Because there's a lot of morbid shit I could be bringing up, and I don't want to make this too dark of an episode for you.
No, we can go there. I might even play some metal this episode. On the topic of metal imagery and satanic imagery,
yeah,
I'll tell you this. I grew up a pure metal head, and I was literally listening to, like, Deicide was my favorite band, right?
Yeah.
And you know what? I grew up with like no religion, so I didn't really think it was a problem. But as I got older, I literally became Christian. Like due to personal events, it all happened. You know, found Jesus and feel pretty good ever since then. But
yeah,
when I first became Christian, I threw away all my metal shirts because I did have some crazy stuff. Like, I had, like, Deicide Once Upon the Cross t-shirt. Like, it was crazy.
Oh, yeah. I actually listened to that album not too long ago. I mean, aside from the whole, like anti-Christian, satanic part of it, I mean, they are technically, if you just look at the musical aspect, very good at what they do, you know?
Yeah. So I became pretty torn because my entire upbringing was metal and stuff like that. And now I'm like, well, damn, now it's against my beliefs. And so I kind of just like try to stay away from metal for a long time. But as I grew older and in my faith, I realized like I can't change that I love scum fuck music and dark, crazy music. Like that will never change. Like, and I don't want to change. I was made in this way, you know, like.
Yeah.
But there is a caveat. I do stray away from just purely blasphemous things. I don't like it. It is against my beliefs. It's kind of scary to me. So.
Oh yeah. I was raised in a Roman Catholic environment, and but we were very liberal in a sense of like, you know, personal identity or like exploring what you like or dislike or whatever. Metal, I got into that at a very young age, together with like punk music and stuff like that as well. I guess as a young kid, you're not really aware of sometimes the very morbid subjects that they're like talking about, you know? Like, I still go back to it very often. Like, I like Altars of Madness by Morbid Angel a lot, for example.
Yeah, that's a dope one.
Fucking insane album, and I still love it. But I definitely listen to it more, not in a sense of like completely agreeing with the lyrics or whatever. It's just that I really just enjoy it. There's something about the music, the way it sounds, or how it's orchestrated or put together, that I can sort of separate myself from maybe the darker imagery or lyrics that they're talking about. It's the same way that I can listen to something like Obituary or whatever. Just in general, that side of rock music, like even punk rock, like hardcore or power violence or whatever, have very morbid imagery on their covers, even though and there's definitely, you can argue that they have those beliefs or whatever. At the same time, it's sort of like when you're older and you sort of like are able to sort of put yourself aside and not be like thinking that you're going to be too influenced by it, and you can just listen to it for the sake of enjoying the craftsmanship behind it. I think that's a good way to approach it.
When I grew up, I realized God is real, and so is the devil. So
yeah,
that's why I stay away from that shit.
For me, it's a manifestation of it's like sort of the moral compass, right? Where of like good and evil, and as you could argue, it's yin and yang, or the pendulum swinging back and forth, and all that stuff. Or you can also say it in the terms of, you know, the God and the devil. And I think there's always a balance you have to upkeep, and you're sure sometimes there are moments when you do sometimes mess up a bit, or you indulge in a vice maybe here and there. As long as you're not doing it excessively, or it's becoming your entire life and it's consuming you and making you a husk, I think, you know, it's whatever. But of course, you always strive to be the best person you can be, and it also comes a lot with like solidarity towards others, which is something I feel is insanely lacking in modern civilization, is this idea of solidarity and just sort of like mutual respect and all that stuff. It's a weird world out there nowadays. I feel like a lot of people are straying more towards a darker sense. You know, it's a very chaotic energy going on in the world right now, I can tell. And a lot of people tend to really be easily kind of fooled or tricked by sort of the darker energy of the world as well.
Man, I don't know, bro. I just go on Instagram and I just see mostly just girls and bullshit.
Yeah. The way that we consume or take in media nowadays as well, it's like it's no longer a moment that we can sort of like pontificate on it. It's all flashing by so quickly, and it creates this sort of, because you're having such a sensory overload of it, all you can really do is like say, oh fuck, oh well, shit, you know. There's a book written by a guy called Neil Postman
I love
called
that.
Amusing
Ourselves.
Amusing Ourselves to Death. It's a book about how when we started, like, you know, let's say archiving information in books and writings, and how that turned into like a whole culture of its own. Like back in the 1800s, for example, people were surprisingly well read, and like everybody was reading, from, you know, what you would consider your commoner to like your highest ends of government, right? Or scholars or philosophers. But you had your regular farmer or steel worker or bricklayer just reading as well, because that was an interesting pastime, and they were a lot more well-read and well more capable of having long-form conversations or discussions. Like, but then the telegram sort of came into the picture, and what happened there was it made information widely available at a quicker pace, but all the information that was coming in wasn't particularly useful to anyone. And then that sort of devolved into, you know, what ended up becoming newspapers, magazines, and then radio, and then television, and then now the modern sort of like take on the internet, in a sense. You look at like TikTok and Instagram and Twitter and YouTube and all this like short form content, and it's like there's not a lot of time to, one, objectively look at it, and two, also it plays in more on emotion, in a sense.
On some real shit, there's a lot of college people, like college educated people, who have not read a book since Harry Potter when they were 10 years old. And I know it to be true. I know it. And look, bro, people who are listening now maybe they think I don't know how to read because maybe I talk slow. Yeah, I'm from Florida. I was selling books, so I was in the mix. I had a little bookstore. You know how many fucking college kids don't read books? I know it. Trust me.
It's
That's
kind
weird,
of
right?
surprising, right? Yeah, it's like you'd think in a scholarly setting you'd be reading a bit more. I enjoy reading myself a lot. Like I used to when I was younger. Surprisingly enough, I wasn't into it, but with growing older, I got more into reading books a lot more. Like I said, I'm just kind of surprised because books are so widely available, not only for cheap but also for free. There's like all these Internet Archive and all these libraries now online where you can get free books, like whether it be fiction or like more academic pieces or essays or whatever. And yet people only, read stuff in high school and that's about it. And then they don't give a shit about reading. And then they only read like Parler articles and tweets. That's as much as their brain can like take in nowadays for some reason. I don't know what it is.
So we're kind of on the topic of activities that require a lot of concentration, like reading. But there's another activity that we both are enjoyers of, and that is drawing.
Yes.
We have not even talked about your art yet.
Yeah, I think we were gonna come down to that at some point. I know I actually was well aware of your artwork for a couple of years now as well, and I always kind of liked the very eclectic styling of it, and I like a lot of artists like that. But anyway, illustration for me, I just was doing it since I was a kid. Like I remember from like being like a young little fucker, just like I wasn't really fitting in with the regular kids at school, so I'd spend all my time just drawing, and just year after year just drawing more and more. And then reaching my teen years or late teens, I went to art school and just learned the fundamentals in an academic setting and never really looked back since. But just there's something about it that I'm drawn to. Again, no pun intended on that one, but like there's just like, yeah, I don't know. It's just being able to manifest these ideas you have in your head, right? And just like putting it onto paper. There's all these things about it. And I think like I can wax poetic a lot about different sort of points of view about it. But at the end of the day, it's just something that for me is super fun and also gives me a sense of fulfillment, It helps as a cathartic experience as well, in a way where it's like you're getting all these sort of even if you're in a negative mindset, for example, like you just get it out in that sort of way instead of like doing something destructive, like you're not hurting other people, you're not fucking up a car, you're not destroying yourself, you're just letting it out in its creative outlet. And I think that's why it's so important in a sense.
Yeah.
But there's a lot. Just overall, I think the bigger theme is just I love doing it. I just have so much fun doing it.
What do you love most about it?
And I guess it's just the idea, especially if you get to a point where you can more consistently manifest the ideas you have in your head to paper, where it's like you have like I used to have ideas when I was younger that I wanted to always draw, but were a bit too ambitious for my skill level then. But since art's such like you're always evolving with doing art or illustration or painting or whatever, you're never really like, unless you decide to, but usually you're always learning as the years go by in a sense.
So do you have any tips for the listeners on how to get in the zone and get totally zenned out and focused on your work?
Ooh, that's I think for different people, different rituals are in place. What I usually do to get in, like, it's you have a feeling for it, right? Where you just suddenly have this urge to do it as well, where it's just like, oh, I got this idea, and then you open up your drawing program or your sketch pad or take a piece of paper and you just go into a flow state basically. But I guess if you want to put yourself actively into it is like, if you're working on digital formats, like you're working on a tablet or Photoshop or whatever, just open up Photoshop and just sketch and draw like poses or things that like interest you, not per se out of your own mind. Like let's say, oh, you're really interested in cars, right? Sketch a couple cars, sketch them from different perspectives, just draw little shapes and stuff. And eventually like you'll have a click moment where you'll be like, oh, okay, I know what I want to draw now. Or something like that. And then you just build whatever you have of all these ideas you've sort of formed. It really is just the whole idea of like, even in times where you don't really want to do it, sometimes kind of forcing yourself into it. but then eventually after a while you just have, because you love doing it, you'll just be doing it anyway. Like I've found myself just like bullshitting on like a whatever, like a drawing program for like 5 minutes, talking to friends, and then like 8 hours later I have like a finished piece or like an illustration. I'm like, oh shit,
I love that, bro. I used to do that so much back in the day, you know.
Yeah,
hanging out with lots of friends, you know, everyone's smoking and everyone's just all my friends played video games, but I would just be drawing the whole time, and a lot of my pieces came out like that, and I sold them too. It's like,
shit.
You know, if you can get that shit done while people are just chilling, you know, that's one of the best ways.
I remember times, especially during those Brussels days when I was in those art shows, like we'd all be hanging out together and we'd all be smoking and drinking and just fucking loud music's bumping, but we're all just kind of chill and we'd just be drawing like random things. Because some of the people that I knew were also like taggers and graffiti art, like writer type guys as well, a little bit as like a side thing for fun.
Yeah.
And there was a sort of like on the spot, just like, oh, you have a marker in your pocket and you're just drawing in a black book somewhere, or, you know, if you're feeling a bit more mischievous, on a wall or a sign, you know. But definitely just like there's this idea of just like you sort of get like sucked into it. You enter this like sort of like horse blinder Zen flow state mode where you're just like, time doesn't mean anything to you anymore. You're just like listening to album after album and talking with your friends, and all of a sudden, for me, for example, the sun's coming up and I'm just like, whoa, what the fuck? Where did the time go, huh?
I have some tips too.
Go ahead. I want to hear your tips, actually.
Well, my tips for doing a good drawing is, first thing is you have to get rid of all short-term distractions, mostly cell phone stuff, you know.
Oh yeah.
Like yeah. I put mine totally out of vision. Like if I hear it ringing, I don't answer it, you know. Like sometimes it could be my own mom or my girl is calling, you know, and I'm not gonna answer it because like if I'm in that state, you cannot break the state. Once you're in it, like you have to stay in it. So I put the phone away completely, and then I usually put on like a podcast, but I always go for one that's like 3 hours long or more, or a book.
Yeah,
so I do that a lot while drawing, mostly podcasts that are like over 3 hours. And then my other advice though is you strengthen your concentration throughout the day by doing things like taking walks, where you're basically just like cleansing yourself of dopamine, and you know, just doing boring shit. Like the more boring shit you do in your daily life, like walk down the street, the easier it'll be to entertain yourself with a pencil and a paper.
Oh yeah. What I also think it is like when you said walking, I say like, yeah, working out and like getting a good sweat on helps as well. I do that. Like I have like my actual bike I ride is here in my room, but it's on a stationary stand.
Yes.
And I'll listen to music and just bike and just get a good sweat on, and then go and have a shower, and my mind will be much more sort of clear. I would say definitely like doing boring shit, like, but also very productive in the sense of like cleaning your room and keeping it sort of tidy. Not saying like it has to be spick and span, but just like if you have trash everywhere, just clean your room. Just clear it out. It does also have a mental effect. I believe that art is just a very important thing, in a sense. It's a visual language that sort of has a reflection of the current day and age, or whatever age it's made in, you know? Like in the Middle Ages, like art was a very important storytelling tool.
Yeah.
Or like, and then throughout the years that never really changed, right? And in the more contemporary age, especially with stuff like, you know, comic books, visual novel, like not visual, I mean like those big like comic novels, right? Like Black Hole or something like that by Charles Burns, where you're also exploring completely different concepts and ideas that aren't just like based in humanity, but also like more going towards mythical things or folklore or mystery.
I heard a couple years ago that now we are entering the age of what's called meta-modernism, which is the stage after postmodernism. Because basically postmodernism is when everybody, everyone knows what postmodernism is. It's the gray buildings and the political
brutalism.
correctness.
Yeah.
And just fucking bullshit like that. But meta-modernism is when people start to get that hunger for meaning again, which I think has been churning for a couple of years now. And people just want what's genuine. And people are actually becoming more genuine too themselves. Some are not. Some are buying totally into the bullshit. But a lot of people are just craving just chill feelings and real shit. You know?
Yeah, sure. I agree with that completely.
That's the age we're in now. It's like
Yeah.
the age of realness is taking over, which I think is good, Back when I was a little kid, or teenager, started DJing, I was like, I want to be the realest motherfucker, like, I'm the realest one. But now, seems like a lot of cool, real people are coming out, and I think that's awesome. More the merrier. Like, the more people who want to give up the charade of this bullshit society and world, the more people just want to get creative and just be a real person, I'm all for that. I like it.
I think that comes to something that we were, talking about before we were recording, this idea of sincerity. I was talking more in the concept of art, right? But we want, like, I guess in an age just, like, riddled by, irony or post-irony or post-irony, and then, like, postmodernist ideas that are sort of, like, very crab in a bucket or a frog in a boiling pot of water sort of mentality to that. I think a lot of people, especially a younger generation that's coming, after us, they do want something more tangible, more sincere, more real, like you said. There's something that I think, especially in the 2010s, there was something fell off, like some kind of an idea of being sincere and being sort of honest, sort of lost into the wind somehow. I just think people should just try to rediscover sincerity.
I just say this: love God and love people. And you know what? People have different beliefs on things. I definitely have a lot of different beliefs than most people, but hey, you know what? It was said to me best by this one old man I met, and he said, we're all here on the same planet at the same time. Might as well help each other out,
Yeah.
So just look out for your fellow man, no matter what kind of person they might be. And just, be a chill person, have some laughs, and just live out your purpose and shit. So I think that's the right thing.
Exactly. It's kind of funny. One of the slogans that sort of permeates a lot of scum tapes, like whether that be on album covers or just be like amongst ourselves or graphics or shirts or whatever we do, is love someone. It's kind of funny how you were talking about that. It's just like, it's one of just the slogans that stuck, because I think 5027 just came up with it one day when we were working on promo material, but it permeated so hard because it's just like, there is a necessity for, people caring for one another, caring for something or someone, whether that be something internal or external, right? That's not to say I'll love someone that's like you forced into it, but there's a more bigger meaning behind that idea, I think, and I do stand by that as well. It's just this idea of, but definitely just approach people with that humility and respect and love, and I think that will do a lot more wonders to you than being hostile and short and direct, in a sense. Well, I mean, direct in a negative sense,
Like it. So we got 6 minutes on the clock. So would you like to shout out all the guys and girls and people at Scum Tapes?
I got a laundry list of people basically, but I'll definitely go over so shout outs to Kabuto. He one of the fucking illest dudes I've come to know in recent years. Amazing producer, also a really good DJ. 5027, he's one of my fellas. I've known him for 10 years now. Fucking straight up G, and also makes really cool music as well, more in the genre of more footwork and also more modern rap music, but his own twist on it. Garbaggio, he's fucking anti-hi-fi to the core, fucking crazy funny dude, insane, loves a lot of things too. He really loves a lot of the same movies we watch. We watch a lot of movies together, so that's another thing, but that's a whole conversation we can have after or whenever. Yeah, he does a podcast called Culture Void now. He's done a couple of episodes already. So you could definitely go and check that out if you're into movies and kind of also learning what we're all about a little bit more. What else can I shout out? I mean, Duro MKL, who's a producer from Cali, makes amazing beats. Loose, Radius, there's so many people. I have to actually pull out like Palace Moth. For shout outs to the boy Palace Moth. Can't
Shout
forget
out
him.
to Palace Moth.
Yeah, big ups to the dude. Fucking ride or die from day one when we met him. Super ill dude. My boy Terry, aka the Gluminati, that's his username. Big ups to him for being insanely stand-up guy. Also very talented. Of course, some of the other boys that will I can't really name them because they don't really want to be named on public sort of ways, but they know who they are.
Anonymous
Shout outs to them.
boys.
Some of the anonymous people, yeah, but they know who they are. Shout outs to them, and yeah, big ups to just everyone who's been supportive of not just Scum Tapes, but just this sort of independent circuit that a lot of us are taking and trying to manifest our own sort of ideas into the world and supporting that and being 100% behind that. It's about all these other people listening or caring that they play a big role in pushing us all forward into the world. So yeah, big ups to all the listeners, followers, and fans of not only myself or Scum Tapes or all the boys, but just supporting all of this. So thank you. And there's a bunch of other people I can shout out, but I think most people will know who I'm referring to. So shout outs to the crew, shout outs to the fam, shout outs to all the friends, and love someone, love yourself. And
I like it. So everybody go get that new EP, Skang.
yeah.
And thank you, Moms, for the conversation.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you for the conversation too. Really enjoyed it.
And you got some
For
music
sure.
coming for us, right?
Oh, yeah. I got 2 projects on the way now. I'm seeing for dropping one next week, but we'll see. I'm a bit slow on that. But I got 2 projects on the way to one full album, more of a mixtape, and then another EP as well.
Nice.
I already posted a preview track today, as of recording this at least. I put a track on my SoundCloud today, more techno stuff. So go check that out if you want to, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
Here we go, bro. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Peace.
Peace.
terribly incompatible, my wife Gwen said one fearful night, after 10 years of happy marriage and 6 wonderful children, I knew these words signaled trouble. Reality breakdown! Reality breakdown! Reality breakdown! Someone tell me what to do! Someone tell me what to do! Reality breakdown! Reality breakdown! Someone tell me what to do! Reality breakdown! Someone tell me what to do!
What is it?
I'm scared, Virgil.
Bullshit. You ain't afraid of no man.
There's something out there waiting for us. And it ain't no man.
Again, bro. Just you and me. Same kind of moon, same kind of jungle. What is it?
I'm scared, Virgil.
Billy, you know something. What is it?
I'm scared, Virgil. I'm scared, Pancho.
Bullshit. You ain't afraid of no man.
There's something out there waiting for us. And it ain't no man.
That can opener will make you jug.
open up. I'm probably in the crib baking up, rolling up. Cause I'm a nut with the coke, call me coconut. Bet I smack him with the toolie, tell him straighten up. I'm from the murder capital, you niggas baby butt. Yeah, you baby mutts, get the fuck, I ain't a dog, I'm a boss hog. Shout out to Slim Thugger, pussy's playing, that's a shot to your brim, youngin'. I'm so cash money, right out the rim, brother. Not out to get nothing but bread, I said I am. Not out to get nothing but bread, I said I slide out the whip looking like $1 million. Don't touch back this fucking full clip video. Yeah, Holly Grove in this bitch, pluck a pluck, make the chef pull a stove off the hip, cook 'em up.
Yeah, shout to the whole Young Money style. Weezy up, baby. That nigga Big T dog. Shout to DP and show love, homie. DJ Khaled, Little Wayne, baby.
If I wasn't at the barrel spin, none of you niggas be standing. I bullets burn out my drawers, you gon' piss in your panties. On the block as a youngin', I was working at Jelly. New fat niggas kept bundles under their belly. I'm a motherfucking Young Money, a motherfucking cash money millionaire, cash money Machiavelli. They say dressed to kill, well I look better, ready for anything. It's covered like spaghetti. I'm a nice young D-boy, baby. I digest your man like a T-bone, baby. Yeah, keep on, I got the heat on 80 and 90. I'm shooting at 100, I'm blazing. Concrete jungle, the wildlife pavement. Yeah, that's my life, baby. Yeah. Don't get caught up in the twilight crazy. You be just another highlight, baby.
One time with the Dipset crew. Shout my nigga Joey Crack. White Breed, what up? Mac Man, what up, nigga? This is for the streets. Little Wayne. DJ Khaled, niggas. Hey, yo, Wayne, shit on these niggas, man. Listen.
Before I had my aim, I still had a pistol. Missing your whole chest, hitting your whole temple. Like 95, 96, getting it in a rental. So short I had to sit on a pillow. Hey, let that whole Quaker sit on the griddle. Cook 'em up and shoot 'em out like missiles. Boot 'em up and call 'em out like bitches. They ain't nothing but bitches. They ain't fucking with this shit. They swinging and missing. My angle is different, they ain't seeing me. Look into my eyes, that's the windows to my soul. See the G in me. Long hair, all black like Eazy-E. Little nigga got smacked like the DVD. Click clack sounds sweet to me. Pappy look sleep to me. What you say? Click clack sounds sweet to me. Pappy look sleep to me. Good night.
Yeah, shout to my nigga BB Circle House. All my niggas in New Orleans. My Dade County niggas. This mixtape is for the streets, man. This shit is crazy. DJ Khaled, Little Wayne.
My bad, man. I ain't even know you was ready, man. I was too fucking high off motherfucking wop. Damn, I was high off wop. Nigga said, claiming that was not your block. All too much lean in the pot, now it's coming out. Fuck around the fire burn their crib, now they running out. Damn, alright, you gonna do it like that? Okay, alright, watch how I'ma do it. My P.O. mad as fuck cause he know my piss dirty, I am not gonna drop. The nigga said you was a pit bull, you was not gonna lie. Gun, it's 100 in that bitch, I must shoot it, I'm not gonna stop. Soda that you got in that jar, that is not straight drop, that is not gonna lie. Bullshit you got in that wood, that is not no zop. If I say I'm finna drop an album, it is not gonna fly. Bitch walk around the crib, feet stank bad, she ain't got no sock. Why the fuck you sell that bullshit, you ain't got no drop? Jeff, I know where the ops live, I just got the drop. I ain't fuck that little bitch, I just got some top. I just paid I just paid $700 for a foldable Glock. Fuck, I just paid $1,400 for a phone watch. Nigga, you ain't got no dog shit, you can put it in your pocket, nigga. You got a foldable now. Yeah, I seen you at the trap house, you be holding the spot. You ain't made shit all month, You ain't made shit all year, you a leech, you need to go and die. Jump off a 50-feet building and commit suicide. Jump off a 50-feet building and commit suicide. Hey, you loose as hell walking around with your shoes untied. Coochie man got power. He do 2 year broken fly. No, I ain't gonna lie. I'm just tripping, little bro, be high. Coochie man be tripping, and you know my short ass can't fly.
He know I just be high. Right now I'm Dr. E. Do you need your pills prescribed?
closing going for you. Give them up, warning comes too late to save you now. Visions of suffering stabbed from the inside. You pray for death, warning of the goodies you can only die once. Total being raised by the maze. Lost in this all, the ambulance bleeds.
Yo, let me set this. Undersea street with dirty detonants. Y'all blaze reckless, non-stop to leave you breathless. The hottest shit yours is money, power, respect. Lucas Glock shotty, some text for holes in your set. Who on test this? Microphone fiend, destroying specialist. Get money destined. Episode, a young and restless. Lion heart, aim for your heart. Poisonous dart, spread quickly like a track star. Short for Lewis, platoon leader. One-man team versus Korea. I black out and blow up shit like Hiroshima. It's switch back, alibi smooth. I'm in a jet black, outback. Subaru made, African question, right or hack, respect this, cause you could be the next one on my death list. I only rock with Pananita, off the wall specialist. I'm thugged out, Candyman hook, I'll rip your mug out, then pull the gauge out, finish the job and blow your brains out. You fucking coward, you turn bitch and now you tossing salad. Your old style is like the checkers bouncing invalid. Dirty dancer, I flip the script and turn into Charles Manson. Hold you for ransom, I'm only rocking the killer's anthem. Meltdown, this is it, operations get shut down. You heard the loud ass sound from the folk panel. You bring it back and we can go for another round. Another round, go round, meltdown. This is it, operations get shut down. You heard the loud ass sound from the folk panel. You press your luck and now you laying on the muddy ground. Muddy ground. Hey yo, check this, check how the shit begins. Flashbacks when the Mac was pointed straight to your chin. Camouflage ninja, have your whole fam surrender. My team deliver, hand grenades put in your blender. I'm tighter than spandex, mics get suplexed. I'm ready for any challenges who claim to be the best. I'm 5'6" and hit harder than bricks and Mack trucks. Rappers get asthma, I'm taking mine in verbal plasma. Axel's the baddest rapper to breathe upon the mic. If you front, I got more gears than mountains to a bike. With one line, I got your niggas all on my dick. And if you think you fireproof, well here's one for my clip. I wipe out spots, detonate the bomb, blame it on Saddam Commando. Keep mad ammo up in the flannel. Y'all niggas petrol, shut them down like Fredro. Collecto from prostitute bitches licking on Lesbo. Meltdown, this is it, operation get shut down. You heard the loud ass sound from the 4 pound. You bring it back and we can go for another round. Another round, cold rap meltdown. This is it, operation get shut down. You heard the loud ass sound from the 4 pound. You press your luck and now you laying on the muddy ground. Hey yo, my Teflon is made of iron. Now watch the icon. Squeeze life out your ass like a python. I train harder than Rocky. Calicos couldn't stop me. I'm ready to die like Biggie. Niggas trying to pop me. My bloodshot, my infrared eye. Aim for your knot. Killer be shot. These streets will have you crooked like cops. Maintain a fort done with flammable guns. Disposable ones. The type to have you crippling bums. We lock shit. Cold is toxic. Melting your optics. You throwing chopsticks. You couldn't wait for me to drop this. Nuclear form of cold red from Saddam. I hijack spots and wipe them out with a bomb. Stay with a cannon, burning your skin like crackers tanning. So cop this performance like Mike Durley and Deli. It's the meltdown, shut them down, the 40 pound. I buck around, you fuck around and taste the ground. Go red meltdown, this is it, operations get shut down. You heard the loud ass sound from the 4 pound. You bring it back and we can go for another round. Another round, go red meltdown. This is it, operations get shut down. You heard the loud